this is Kelly Hutchings with Treading the Boards. I hope you're having a great week. You're going to have an even better week because tonight I have Lisa Kennedy here in the studio with me, and we did have a chance a couple of weeks ago to speak briefly with Lisa when we were doing a review on Huntsville Community Chorus's Phantom of the Soap Opera. So we enjoyed her so much then, I thought I'd ask her to come back and spend a little bit more time with us. And she, y'all, she is fresh back from the beach just yesterday. And I'm insanely jealous because she's got this beautiful tan, beautiful lady. So let's get in and talk a little bit with Lisa. So how are you doing this evening?
Great, thank you.
Good. Well, thank you for coming out to Goose Pond Cottage Studios. Again, I say this every time. We always appreciate when somebody is willing to make the drive out here. So thank you. Basically, I want to kind of continue from where we left off when we were talking a couple of weeks ago about, music and being a director. How did you find out that you had this talent and this love for music? Because we're going to get in a few minutes more about what you do in life. But how did you find out that you could be a music director?
Well, I think it started off when I was really little. The first movie that I really saw was The Sound of Music. And when I got to the part where Maria was teaching the children how to sing, and they were singing Do, Re, Mi, I said, wait, something happened. I had a spark. And I said, I think this is something I really like. And I was only about 6 or 7 years old. And since then, I've been involved in music. I used to play with, my mom had a little orchestra set of little figures. And she said I would spend hours just arranging all the little orchestra people and singing to myself. And that just really developed my love of music.
So it was an early love. And you just, well, all right. So you have this love of music. How did you know that you could, because you're a voice instructor, correct? And you teach voice at Ars Nova. And I want to talk a little bit about Ars Nova because, and I'm sorry, Ars Nova people, I don't know a whole lot about you. That's another reason why I asked Lisa to come in so I could learn about you. So you're at Ars Nova. Explain to us what Ars Nova is.
Well, Ars Nova is a great music school here in Huntsville. It is a classically based music school where we actually go through a Associated Board of Royal Music program.
My goodness.
It's an international program where students take graded levels, just like how they do in Europe and in Europe. And they take graded levels and they can take tests based on their performance instrument, whether it's voice, strings, piano. They can get credit for ear training and music theory as well.
Do you teach bagpipes?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's probably one instrument I don't know how to play. And then we also work on excellence in classical music. But we do other genres such as theater and opera, musical theater and opera as well.
Okay. Now, do you all produce shows that the public can come see?
Yes, we do.
I think we need to come. Treading the Boards needs to come.
We have a production of Deflator Mouse in English, which will be at the Playhouse Theater.
Okay.
And then I will also be music directing Hansel and Gretel, which is a children's opera. Which will be in English, and that will be at the Ars Nova building.
Okay. And when are these coming out?
Deflator Mouse will be the end of September, and Hansel and Gretel will be in October, the end of October.
End of October. Okay, well, be looking for Treading the Boards to come out to do reviews, and maybe we'll get to talk with Lisa some more for Deflator Mouse, correct? Okay. And Hansel and Gretel. I can say Hansel and Gretel. Deflator Mouse is a little bit hard to say.
It means the bat, the flying mouse or the bat in German.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, learn something every day, y'all. Yeah. All right. Well, do you sing? So you do sing. Do you sing in different languages?
Yes, I do.
Oh, gosh. What languages?
German, Italian. I have done some French, Latin, some Spanish.
Oh, my goodness.
I've even done some pieces in Russian, but that was a long time ago in college.
Okay.
Where they made you a jack of all trades.
Okay, I got you. I understand. That is impressive. That really is impressive. I have to also admit, and I guess I'm a little ashamed to admit it, I have never been to an opera.
Oh my goodness.
I've never been to an opera, and I think, unless you count Pirates of Penzance. Do you
It's
count
operetta.
that?
It's an operetta.
Okay.
It's kind of close.
Yeah, all right. That's the closest I've been to an opera. And I think the reason why is because so many of them are in a different language. And I guess I'm afraid I'm not going to understand it. But then I go back to Pretty Woman. Remember the scene in Pretty
Yes.
Woman? And she's like, I don't understand what they're saying. And he goes, just let the music move you. Let the music talk to you. And you see her during the show, just transfixed. Will I be transfixed like that?
I hope so. Yes, you will.
Yeah.
A lot of the operas, especially with Ars Nova, we are the only opera production company in Huntsville.
Okay.
So we have our own little special group there.
Got a niche there. Very good. Very good.
We have subtitles or super titles. So as the singers are singing, the words are up above the stage.
Okay.
So you can see them.
So you can see them. But you said the next two, the Die Fledermaus and Hansel and Gretel, are going to be in English. Yes. Do you ever do any in a different language?
Yes, we just finished La Boheme in January. Okay. And I got to play Musetta, who is the woman who captures all the men's hearts.
Well, I mean, that's an obvious, that's an obvious casting right there.
I think her ex-boyfriend, they're kind of on and off, calls her a bird of prey that swoops down and chews men's hearts. And that was such a fun role to play.
Okay. No, I bet it was a lot
But in
of
Italian, it sounds very beautiful.
Yeah, everything sounds better in Italian or French.
Yeah.
It just, everything does. So I can imagine that an opera would too. Well, I'm really looking forward to coming and seeing those. So what instruments do you play?
I can play piano, though I don't like to accompany.
Gotcha.
I can play piano.
Okay.
I've played the flute. Actually, I was a big band nerd in middle school.
I was a flute player too.
Yeah.
Yes.
I dabbled in guitar and then basic band instruments. I worked as a band director for about 4 years, and you have to learn the little intricacies of band and stay one step ahead of the students. It's sort of...
And with YouTube and everything nowadays where you can learn online, I bet that's getting harder and harder to do.
Yeah, it is. There's so many resources out there for musicians that they can look and learn, but there's also a lot of bad information as well.
Yes.
So I suggest if you want to be healthy in your, well, for me it would be vocal production, you find a very good voice teacher that teaches you how to sing healthily no matter what genre you're doing, so that you have a nice long career. Yeah, in music. You don't want to blow yourself out.
Yeah, you want to keep it safe. Okay, so speaking of voice, I do theater, and my love really has been musical theater. Unfortunately, musical theater does not necessarily always love my voice. I can hold a tune for a little ways, but I'm not a great singer. How, if I were somebody who was wanting to go to Broadway, and I came to you and saying, well, I can kind of sing, what could you teach me? How could you help me with my voice?
Well, what I like about singing or any instruction of an instrument, it's not guesswork. Okay. You do A, and this happens. You don't do A, and it doesn't happen. So there's really no guesswork. I teach, and Ars Nova teaches healthy singing. We learn a lot about our body and how our muscles, it's a total body exercise, and how all of that can support your good singing. So the first thing I would start off is breath work. You say, I already know how to breathe. Why are you teaching me how to breathe again? But we're breathing for singing. Okay.
And how is that different? What would I do?
What would you do? Oh, goodness.
Teach me how to breathe for singing.
Okay, breathing for singing is, this is what I tell my students, is show me where your lungs are. Are they in your shoulders? Because most people come up like this.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So our lungs actually are down here.
Right.
Everywhere there's a rib, there's a lung. So what we have to do is breathe in deeply, like you're filling up a cup full of water from the bottom all the way up. Okay. And there's several different methods. One easy way is, if you put your hand right about where your belly button is and you breathe in deeply, do we move out?
Are we supposed to move out?
Yes, we're supposed to move out.
Because I was
Yes.
moving out, but I didn't want to say in case I was doing it wrong.
It was a trick question. Yeah, so we're supposed to be moving out, and then we learn about the muscles all the way around to our back is supposed to expand as well.
Okay.
So I do kind of like to think of a bagpipe, even though you asked me.
Well,
You fill that up with air.
Bagpipes.
Oh my goodness. If you fill it up with air, then that is the force of your breath.
Got you. Okay. Now, see, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me.
Because if you don't have any energy or any air to sing with, you're not going to get a good vocal tone.
Right.
So that's probably the basics where I like to start off.
You could possibly teach somebody like me to sing.
Yes.
Okay.
I think I can.
You think you could?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good. Well, what I'd really like, and I'm going to spring something on you. Normally, when I have a guest in, I'll give them a list of questions that we're going to talk about. And I'm going to spring something on Lisa right now and see if maybe she would sing for us.
Yes, I think I could do that.
Would you sing something for us? Okay, so we're going to get the other camera set up and we're going to hear. What would you like to sing?
Well, I just recently sang a little bit from the Phantom of the Opera, which is not an opera, it's a musical.
Okay, yes. But it's beautiful.
But I did sing a little bit of Think of Me for our last Phantom of the soap opera.
Oh, okay. So. Lovely, lovely. Okay, do you have, she said we got, I think she might have been ready. She's got a kind of music.
Well, one thing about being a singer or a musician is you always sort of have to be ready on time, all the time.
Yes, you never know. You never know.
So,
do you want me to start
something?
something?
Yeah, let's start that. Just the Think of Me with a little music note on there.
Think of Me with a music note. Okay.
And then I think, can I stand up? Yeah.
Okay. Oh, we're going to hear Lisa Kennedy sing. Okay, this is Think of Me from Phantom of the Opera.
Think of me fondly when we've said goodbye. Remember me every so often. Promise me you'll try. On that day, that not so distant day, when we were far away and free, if you happen to remember, stop and think of me.
That was absolutely beautiful. I've got tears in my eyes. What an inspiration. And I'm sure not just me, but you inspire probably tons and tons of people. What if you had a young girl coming up to you saying, Miss Lisa, I want to do what you do. I want to be a director. I want to be a music director. I want to sing. I want to teach. What direction would you send them? How would you tell them to get started?
Well, it is great to have somebody be inspired with music. I think that's why I'm a music teacher. Mm-hmm. And I would tell them, it doesn't happen overnight. I'm not going to tell you how old I am, but I've been on this road a long time. And you do have to sort of build a thick skin.
Yeah.
I am a very sensitive individual, but then I have to sort of put myself on and really have confidence, just like Maria in The Sound of Music, where she says, I have confidence. And you really just keep going. You believe in yourself. And a lot of times if you audition and you don't get it, a lot of times it's just not personal. It's just maybe you're not even tall enough, or maybe you're too tall. Sometimes it's, there's a lot of little intricate things. And I would say just keep going. You have to work hard. You can't just expect it to happen overnight, but just keep working hard and believe in yourself.
How many hours a day would you say when you were in school? Mm-hmm. She went to Auburn. But you went to Auburn. How many hours a day would you put into training your voice and getting your body ready for an opera?
Oh gosh, it's such a physical process. I would think actually physically training in vocalises and learning music, I would say at least 2 hours a day. Okay. And then you have to learn all of your music theory and your research, just like for a role for musical theater. Mm-hmm. You have to go, who is this character? What would he or she do?
Right.
And but it is a physical process.
And then if it's in another language, you have to learn the language too.
Yes, and they have courses just on learning different languages. Yes.
Okay.
For singing, and it's a lot of hard work, but it's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling now to be able to do what I love.
Yes. I mean, from the age of 6.
Yes.
When you discovered that, you loved music, you're living the life. You're living your dream.
Yes,
so
I am.
That's
very
fantastic.
Fortunate.
That's fantastic. Well, keep living that dream.
I will.
Keep on living that dream and sharing the dream. Don't ever stop. Please don't stop. I'll have to come hunt you down and have you sing to me again real soon because, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Lisa, thank you again for coming out to Goose Pond Cottage Studios.
Yes, definitely.
We do appreciate getting to sit and talk with you a little bit longer than we did the other night. So
I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Please come back again, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Right. And we'll be looking forward to Ars Nova's Die Fledermaus and Hansel and Gretel coming up real soon.
Real soon.
And here on Treading the Boards, we'll make sure that you know all about these 2 shows that are coming up. And as always, keep treading the boards.